Each week on the podcast, myself and Nick Sperdute, my comedian friend, we go to some other planet and we come back and tell you about it. And it's been kind of difficult to do that of late because we've been on lockdown, and then it's just become really difficult because he died in the last episode. Like, he flat out died. If you're new to the program, it was a pretty standard transparent refrigerator radiation accident where he tried to plug a hole in the refrigerator. He hit some kind of warp coil, died inside of it. We had the funeral and everything. It was quite the do. And so until we figure out what our next move is, I figured since Joe Blob is apparently the executor of his will, that we would just go ahead and do that. Joe Blob's our Gungan that lives here in the apartment, and I figured we'd do that, maybe see if there's any stuff we can divvy up, and then I guess move on with our lives. So, Joe Blob?
Hello, Sir Andrew. I've been... This is really rough. I mean, this is part of what my duties still remain to Nick, even though he has passed and my life debt is officially paid. I just want to get that right out there.
Yeah, you keep saying... I'm not contesting that. You say that a lot. But yes, you're good. You're no longer life debted. Same with the Wookiees. Yeah. But yes, thank you for doing this as executor of the will, thus concluding your duties.
Yeah, it's a really terrible situation, but thankfully, he did leave us a last will and testament. He recorded something that he wanted us to listen to.
Oh, it's the door. Excuse me. I'm going to get the door. Hi, we didn't order a pizza.
Oh, no, I don't have any pizza.
Well, then why are you here?
There's been a murder.
If you're a stripper, I'm not interested. But I'm also not interested.
Well, I'm not a stripper.
Okay, I'm adding that up. You're not a stripper. Yep, okay, that checks. So what can I do for you, sir, who's not a pizza man or a stripper at my door?
Detective Nevin Normandy. This is where the murder happened.
What murder?
The murder that took place at this residence.
Are you talking about Nick, our friend that died?
If that's what the murder's name is.
Technically, I don't think anybody reported Nick died to the city. Is that something we're supposed to do?
I just want to make it clear that I don't have to do that because my life debt is paid to Nick, so it wasn't my job to report that to the city.
Evidently, I guess they've labeled it as murder. Is that what's happening?
No, that they didn't apparently do something. That's murder. That is automatically deemed murder.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. You learn something every day. Well, that's good to know. We appreciate your time. He's dead, but he didn't get murdered, though.
Well, hold on. Usually at these events or soirees, there is a reading of the will in some medium. Is that happening right now?
Yes. Yeah, we were about to read the will. Yeah.
Do you have a chair that I can sit and observe?
We do. We're doing pretty well for ourselves. Let me get you a chair. But yeah, like I just want this. This everybody agrees this was an accident. I mean, you can stick around for the reading of the will, but I'm fairly confident that you won't learn anything other than like some hats that Nick owned or something. I mean, really, this is open and shut case.
I don't know how many times I've heard the word open and shut and then case followed it. Mm-hmm. And then how many other times murder followed very soon after.
Oh, okay. Well, that's foreboding. All that being said, though, I think you came out of your way for nothing. Joe Blob, would you mind rearing up that Walkman?
All right. And 1, 2.
Hello. Hello. This is me. Here I am. Doing my thing and I'm feeling good. And start. So, thank you everyone for joining me here on this Walkman tape. If you're listening to this, I'm dead. I definitely, most likely, am dead. That being said, I also want to state very clearly, matter-of-factly, I was murdered.
Yep, there it is. There it is.
Damn it! Fuck! God
There is
damn it,
no
Nick.
chance in hell that someone didn't do this.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's take a step back.
Yeah, let's do that. That's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't need to know much else.
But really? Okay.
But I think I'm here because of why I think I'm here.
Murder.
Correct.
Oh, okay. Now, okay, if you knew Nick, detective, if you knew Nick, you know he says stuff like that all the time. Like, I know that sounded like he thought somebody was murdering him. We literally watched Clue the night before he recorded that. We watched Clue, and I don't think you should read too much into it.
I don't know Nick, but I do know that someone has died and then said they were murdered. And I feel like the rest of the table will tell us what happened. Joe Blow.
Yep, here we go.
There was no chance. No chance at all. So here's what I'm going to say. Let's talk about who probably did it.
Good.
Okay.
If it was Andrew Heaton, first one on my list, he's kind of a weird little naughty boy. If he did it, that little naughty Andrew Heaton, he would have made it look like an accident. He's a smart cookie. He knows a lot about economics, and you know what he knows a lot
this
about?
is pretty damning, Andrew.
He knows a lot about gases.
Oh, no!
Just putting that out there. He talks about it all the time. Talks about gaseous states and ungaseous states. He talks about when solids and non-solids, which I think are gases, and then liquids. He goes into it all. I'm not going to explain more about it, but that's just how it is.
I don't think he knew about plasma.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I almost forgot about plasma. He knows a lot about plasma. The other thing I would say...
Hey, Joe Blow, before we go, you want to pause? The suspect is you. It's very clear that it's you. It's very clear. Joe Blow, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I thank you. I mean, look, I would have never suspected Andrew, but I know I didn't do it, so it just doesn't make sense. The Wookiees would never.
I don't think I killed him. I think he died in an accident.
Joe Blow, hold on, Joe Blow. We both know, you and me know, that it's Andrew, right?
Oh, I'm right here.
I'm gonna be honest. When you first walked in, I thought it was crazy, but with all this murder talk, then yeah, let's. It's gotta be. It sounds like it was Andrew.
All right, so let's just hear more about how much of a bad person Andrew Heaton is.
Okay, here we go.
Next on my list, second to the top, Joe Blow.
Pause the tape.
It has to be him.
Pause Joe Blow.
Now you know how it feels, Gungan.
Hey, whoa!
Wait a minute. There's no way that it was Joe Blow.
Yeah.
I mean,
Do you see what I lived with? Detective?
I certainly do.
yeah, detective. So Joe Blob had a life debt, a Gungan life debt to Nick, which meant that he had to stay here as long as Nick was alive. Also, I've been really nice to him, but Nick was super mean to him for a long time. So we had multiple reasons to kill him. One, to get out of that life debt, and two, because Nick was such a dick to him. So really, these things are stacking up pretty hard on Joe Blob's the murderer.
This is preposterous. This is just preposterous. It was a life debt.
I'm gonna say let's keep going.
Okay.
But let me just say, usually, when someone is fabricating the truth, their voice gets higher.
Yeah.
And it seems like one person of the two of you is doing this.
Is it Joe Blob?
It is certainly not. Let's press play.
Okay. Here's more damning
And
Joe Blob testimony.
A lot of the reasons why Joe Blob. First of all, he had a life debt to me. Okay, he had to stick around. He hated it. He didn't like being here. I wasn't very nice to him. Either was Andrew. We were both very mean-spirited towards him. But I would say, most likely, in fact, I'm going to go so far as to say 90% of this relies on Joe Blob helping Andrew kill him. That's what I think actually happened in the long run.
So let's unpack that.
Okay.
Let's unpack that.
And number 3. There is no number 3. It was probably Andrew Heaton. The question just becomes, where and how? Was it in the study? Was it in the hall? Was it in the library? Was it in the conservatory?
See, this is the Clue
was
thing.
it?
He's probably going to start bringing up weapons in a second. We watched Clue, like I said.
Was it in the billiard room? Was it with the
Right.
knife? Was it with a rope?
Yep.
Was it with a candlestick? Was it with a dagger? Was it with a big brick that wasn't in the movie, but it could have
I'm gonna
happened?
pause it.
Because I have a feeling he's
Okay, so thank you for pausing this. Let's get down to the whole of the situation.
Okay.
There was a refrigerator.
Right. Yes. Yeah. And he died accidentally inside of it. I didn't murder him.
Okay. So what happened in the refrigerator?
He went into the refrigerator to repair a transdimensional gateway. And while he was nailing the transdimensional gateway shut, he accidentally poked a hole in the side of the refrigerator and it punctured a warp coil. And that flooded it with radiation. And rather than escaping to save himself, knowing that we would all die, he just stayed inside of the refrigerator and died. And then we had a funeral.
That's very specific.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's press play.
Play.
He's tall, but he could do some damage with a brick. I'm just saying, just in case. Now, that being said, those are my two most likelies. The other option is I may have sacrificed myself. I could have sacrificed myself in the shadow of new life. The sunrise of a new world. A world that me would have given myself to protect and nourish.
We watched Wrath of
Just
Khan
an option.
right after we watched
Just
Clue
an option.
that evening.
I gotta say, just personally, even though before the detective showed up, I believed this is what had happened, after hearing him talk about all the possible scenarios, it seems like sacrificing himself was the least likely one of the three.
And also, it's only 1/3 of the options that it could have been. Two of the options were
yeah.
Andrew Heaton murdering Nick.
That's true.
So that's 2-1.
Yeah.
So in terms of math,
Yeah.
you know, you're the only
Wait,
suspect.
hold on. Is math admissible in a court of law?
Doesn't matter.
Fuck. Well, I don't know. Would you mind if I talk to my Gungan here for a second?
As long as I can sit in this chair still.
That's fine. Hey, Joe Blob, would you take this $1?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Ha, I tricked you. Now you're my attorney. That was a retainer.
Oh, come on, a debt? You
Yeah.
gave me another debt?
Gotcha. But now, because you're my attorney, we have attorney-client confidentiality, I think. So he can't use whatever this is. So as my attorney, Joe Blob, did I kill Nick? I didn't think I did, but I kind of feel like I did now.
Well, it's my job to make sure you don't go down for this now, I guess, so... you gotta believe you didn't do it. That's the key thing in these sorts of situations. You must believe that you didn't do it, no matter what the reality is.
Before we hit play again,
Yeah.
just humor me.
Mm-hmm.
Let us go inspect the refrigerator.
Okay, do you want to get up and walk with me over to the fridge?
No, push me.
Okay.
Oh, that's such a grating sound.
Okay. Here's the fridge.
Before we open it, there are 3 things that often denote murder. They are a button, a feather, and a hat.
So, again, I'm not a detective, and to be clear, it's not motivation or circumstantial evidence. It's those very 3 specific items that are associated with murder.
Yeah.
Okay, let me open the fridge.
Okay.
God damn it!
What kind of button is it?
It looks like a houndstooth button you'd see on a blazer, like the one that I'm missing.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Andrew.
Yeah.
You know, just what he's asking. You don't have to offer up any additional information.
Right. I could have left the button in there any time over the last month because I got into a fight with Nick about it because it was my favorite blazer and he ripped the button off. So it could have fallen in any time.
A fight?
What an argument. A tat. I'm sorry, you were asking me about something else?
Your hat?
Yeah, it's my fedora hat. Yeah. And the feather, I don't really want to, I'm just going to say it's a sex feather. I don't want to elaborate, but it's made out of ostrich and it's been around. And that is also mine. And I for one, don't think it should even be in the refrigerator. I would never put it in there.
Andrew, I'm going to advise you to only tell him the information he needs to know.
It was just 3 different women on separate occasions with the feather. None of them knew each other. And I was technically, I was kind of in a relationship with one, but we never clarified where we were when I did something with the others.
Is there anything else in the refrigerator?
It looks like there's a sticky note at the back.
Okay.
Okay, I'm grabbing that. You want me to read it out loud?
I'm not going to read it for myself.
Okay. Yeah, it says, hello, check 1, 2, 3, check 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Which is weird for a sticky note. But that's how it begins. And then it says, I, Nick Sperdute, willingly give my life in sacrifice to save that of my friends and colleagues and roommate. And then at the bottom it says, I died inside of this transparent refrigerator doing what I loved, quoting the Wrath of Khan and saving my friends. Signed, Nick Sperdute. P.S. I wasn't murdered, in case that comes up. Gotta say, that, I feel like I'm off the hook now.
It doesn't say that.
Yeah, it does. Look, here it is.
Oh, wow. Look at that little seal in the corner. He had it notarized.
Yeah. Wow. Like he had it notarized. Man, what a great guy, Nick, to get his not murdered note notarized. Good job, Nick.
That's too much work to go through just for an accident.
Look, there's another Walkman at the back of the refrigerator. And it's been notarized. May I hit play, please?
Yeah, if you want to hear how you committed murder again.
I do.
Hello. 1, 2, 3, check. 1, 2, 3. Is this thing on? Is this thing
It's
on?
Nick.
All right, and start. So, I punctured a hole in here, and I'm not gonna open the door because I'm gonna just suck it up and sacrifice so that nobody else in this apartment building has to die. And I know a lot of people are gonna blame Andrew for this, and it wasn't him.
Wait, what? What was that? Rewind.
A lot of people are going to blame Andrew for this, and it wasn't him. And I just want to say that I love him and my wife, and I hope they're all okay from this. And
I hope he mentions me at some point.
And honestly, Wolfaro, Tarful, EJ, Chewbacca, Dr. Longara Jr., Sprankles, the iguana.
Gotta be coming up soon.
I think that's everyone.
So
I'm gonna miss you guys in the apartment. Oh, I almost forgot AJ-19. That's on
Nice.
me. That's my bad. And, Andrew's coming in the door. Hold on. Let me talk to him.
Well, detective, I think you got your answer right there. Definitive proof I didn't kill Nick.
Shoot.
Well, hey, man, listen. You win some, you lose some. You know, the important thing is you tried. You tried to bust me on murder.
Dang it. They said it was murder.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll catch another murderer soon.
Can you validate my parking ticket?
We can.
Could you? That would be great.
Yeah. Well,
Great.
all right. Good luck to you, sir. I'll let you know if there's any more murders. I mean, if there's
Hold
any
on.
murders.
Help me out of this chair.
You can just keep it.
Could you push me out?
Yep.
Thanks.
Well, I guess that's it. Thanks for playing that Walkman, Joe Blob. I'm sorry about when I tried to throw you to the authorities for murder.
Yeah, I'm sorry I got real defensive and insisted it was you and not me.
Yeah, but...
Just goes to show you that I guess we all owe each other a life debt when you think about it.
No. But you are my attorney.
Okay.
That's the show. Thanks for listening. Thank you, Andrew Krepow, for voicing Detective Devin Normandy, Jared Berman for playing Joe Blob, and the estate of the late Nick Sperdute for providing the Walkman audio cassettes we used to affect his voice in this installment of Vagabonding. We'll be back later in the week with a standard flagship episode of alienating the audience with a sci-fi deep dive you know and love. Until then, tally-ho!